Anyone who's ever been involved in a construction project knows how much paper they can generate. Well, one Australian company has not only mastered the management of the workflow through its software, it's now a global market leader. ACONEX started as a small Melbourne-based firm. It now has more than 400 staff in 43 offices and has overseen more than $1 trillion worth of construction projects worldwide. I caught up with the two Australian founders. Lee Jasper, Rob Philpott, thank you very much for joining the program. Now let's start at the beginning. What triggered you to start your company, ACONEX?
Well, I've been at McKinsey & Company and Rob was at Multiplex working out on site, and we were playing squash, playing golf on the weekends, and Rob would often not be able to join us or come out and play golf because he was busy wrapping together sticks of drawings, all these hard copy drawings to send out to the various people on projects, and thought there must be a better way to handle projects, to use the internet to streamline that flow of information.
I was spending way too much time doing administrative tasks that really didn't need to be done. So, I think the great ideas come out of a real need, and there was a real need on projects to help the project teams work better together.
In 14 years, you've become a global market leader and you've changed the way the construction industry manages their project information. Are you surprised at your rapid rise?
I think we really didn't expect to be quite as global. I mean, when we started the business, we always viewed that we could be global, that we'd started in Australia and then taken into other markets. I think we were surprised at how quickly it was the uptake of the system was in markets like Asia, the Middle East. We've done large projects across both those regions. And then more recently, in the last 5, 6, 7 years, in North America and also in Europe.
We always knew we were going to be international, but the number of countries that are in there is probably surprising, at least to me, and the kinds of countries we've been in, there's been some interesting ones.
Your company manages the workflow of major construction and engineering projects through your software. What's the key to how you simplify this process?
Well, I think one of the key things is we try and make what the system does very, very close to the process that people are used to in the real world. So we're not trying to change the way they do it dramatically, we're just trying to remove bits of inefficiency in the process. And I think if you can do that, then when people come on, they don't have to spend time readjusting the way they think about the project. They can just continue what it is, but actually remove the stuff that was, keeping me from going and playing golf on a Saturday, so they can actually get home and see their kids and that kind of thing.
Talk us through one of your more complex projects.
One of our first large projects, actually our first what we call mega project, a multi-billion-dollar project, was the Venetian with the Sands Group over in Macau. And that was a huge project. They literally had tens of millions of documents on the system, thousands of users spread all around the world. And that was the first big project that we cut our teeth on in Asia. And then we went on to do, after that, many other large projects around the world. So more recently, with the Sands Group again, we did the Marina Bay Sands in Singapore, and to this day, that's the largest project ever on the system. Again, around 30-40 million documents were managed for that project.
And how big a market is Asia for you, and how does it compare internationally?
Well, Asia is by far the biggest market in the world. If you look at the construction sector, China's just gone past the US in terms of market size. Japan's a very large market. India's a very large market, and then of course you've got Southeast Asia as well. So we see Asia as by far our largest long-term market.
You've managed around $1 trillion in construction projects worldwide. How big do you both plan to get?
Well, there's still many trillions of dollars that we don't work on. So we see that we can become the standard globally for the way people operate projects, the way people deliver them. We've been very successful in markets like Australia, across Asia, but there's still a lot of projects that don't use any technology really. And
have you got any regrets or advice to any entrepreneurial operators who are looking at a future in software?
I've made a lot of mistakes over the years. Just when we entered markets, I think we now try to have a lot of locals involved in each of our offices. I think early on, perhaps we could have brought locals on a bit earlier. Although we tended to bring them in, where we can, to have locals, supplementing the team and then building the team around locals.
Yeah, but I think having a go in the first place is probably the key thing, that jump to get in. But if you've got the drive, if you've got the ambition to turn your idea into something real, then it's a really rewarding thing to do. If you love what you do, then it makes going to work every day pretty easy.
Yeah, I think the other thing for us is we were naive enough not to really think that we couldn't go into Asia or couldn't go into other markets. And I think as Australian companies, you can go global, you can build a global business, and we, again, probably naively just expected that we could, and I think there's too many Australian businesses that perhaps are worried about expanding internationally, and just give it a go, get out there.
Lee Jasper, Rob Philpott, thank you very much for joining the program.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.